Welcome everyone to another edition of the Cornhole Insider video / podcast. Joel here and Al Baghdadi right over there, whichever way I'm pointing. Look at my fancy screen there, Al. I even got our names on in case we forget what our names are.
That's pretty nice.
That's nice, isn't that? I'm upgrading. I upgraded on Zoom. This was the help of my wife, of course, but I'm working toward the technology world. So welcome in everyone. We have a special guest you see there, Aaron and Stacy Washa. We're going to talk to them in just a second, but we're going to make them listen to a quick plug for our Restore You Classic, Al. And the sponsors continue to come in on this. We've got pros, ACL pros coming to this. We got $1,000 guaranteed for doubles. We're going to get to that 32 team mark. There's no doubt about it. This thing continues to build and build, doesn't it, Al?
Yeah, it's getting closer every week now. Picked up a couple more sponsors this week. We're getting close to being filled up on sponsors, so looks like the $1,000 should be a sure thing.
I think we've got 20 teams already pre-registered, and we're still a couple months out from the event. So don't delay. Get in there and pre-register. We're doing singles and doubles on Saturday, a little Switch Holio fun Friday night, and you might even get Al Baghdadi or myself to escort you to the hotel if you feel that you're not able to do that because you've had too many Busch lattes. We'll provide escort service, won't we? And we've got a set of Wreck-It boards we're giving away too, right?
Yep, Wreck-It boards. Starting to get a few bag donations coming in. Still could use a few more. It's kind of hard to come by this year, it seems like.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll start to roll in, and we'll get some great stuff raising money for the Children's Miracle Network. How great was that to see Michael Taggart give that check for about 30, I think it was $33,000. I saw
$33,000 on a cornhole tournament. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
That is just an exclamation point on what cornhole is all about. Not only the competition, but raising money for all kinds of good stuff and charities. That's just fantastic. Well, we continue to build the game here in northern Wisconsin, and we're going to talk about southern Wisconsin. And you see we have Aaron and Stacy Washa with us, who are with Mad City Cornhole. Welcome in to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having
us. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome, Stacy.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for agreeing to join us. Hopefully it's a little warmer down in Madison than it is up here. But I think you guys
wet.
Yeah, summer's being a little stubborn and getting to us. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to grow the game. A lot of people listening to this play maybe in areas where the game is, they got a few people playing here and there. But let's talk about how it started for both of you in this game, and then we'll kind of progress on to where you are now. So how did you get this whole thing going down there in Madison and Mad City Cornhole?
Sure. Do you want me to?
Go for it.
So Aaron started playing a little competitively about 2 years ago, and in the backyard, and started to realize he was pretty decent, and decided to start building or build a set of his own boards. And when he was in the process of doing that and doing a lot of searching online, realized that it was actually a bigger thing than we thought. And so he started ordering, real bags, and kind of looking around to see if there was there were any tournaments in our area. And he found one at 10 Pin bowling alley near us, and went and attended it and got whooped by Donnie Slotty 21-0 very quick.
Donnie's kind of a bully.
Oh, yeah. Donnie can be that way. Yep.
Yep. And he realized he wasn't quite as good as he thought, which is most people's first experience when they leave their backyard. And but he had a nice throw, and they recognized it and started inviting him to other tournaments, and he started getting out there and traveling. And after about a year of me not seeing my husband, I decided that I better start getting out in the driveway and learning how to actually throw a flat bag. And so I started throwing, and wanted to get better also. He's kind of a natural at things. I am not. And so I was like, well, I'm going to find a women's league around here or something to play in, because I need to get better. And he was like, well, good luck. And I was like, oh, I'll find something. So I started looking, and yeah, lo and behold, couldn't find anything. And so I was like, well, then we'll make one. And so we decided to start putting our ideas together, and we came up with the idea of Mad City Cornhole and reached out to a graphic designer friend of mine, Tori Sand, and she helped us design our logo.
There you go.
So
is that the right
a
one?
pink flamingo?
Yeah,
Is that the right one?
that's it.
All right, good.
Is there a meaning behind it?
That's Fred.
Is there a story behind that?
So the official city bird of Madison is the plastic pink flamingo.
Oh,
Senior prank on Bascom Hill back in the 70s. So you see a lot of plastic flamingos and flamingo artwork throughout the city. So just kind of wanted to incorporate that in our logo. And I thought it was unique, and why not?
yeah.
Yep.
So you,
Stands out.
so you get this going, and how did, I mean, you guys with the Mad City group there, you're kind of one of the driving forces behind it. Did you just kind of advertise it? Did you recruit people to come there? Did you try to make it, friendly for all different types of throwers, or what was the process of it all?
So we started out at a bowling alley and had about 40 people attending, and a lot of it was just people that we had met through the community from him playing for that year. And it was then, I wanted to get the word out there. So I did a lot of marketing on Facebook groups. We did what is the Madison, not events in Madison, the website that we have it on a website for
Madison, I think .com.
yeah, activities in Madison. So whenever you Google it and try to find what there is to do in Madison, it comes up on there. And I did Reddit. I did pretty much anything and everything you can think of with social media, and just try to get the word out there and making sure our biggest focus is, trying to bring new people in and making them feel comfortable. And if they can't, if they've never thrown a bag outside their backyard, and me especially not being a competitive player, I know how it feels going into an environment where everyone is a lot better than you, and still, you feel vulnerable. And then every time someone shows up, I really try hard to introduce myself and check in on them through the night and make sure I remember their names, and I'll reach out to them through Facebook when I can too, and thank them for coming, and ask them if they had any questions or if they had a good time. And I think just making that personal connection with people has really helped and brought them back. And we also really try hard to listen to people's ideas. We're not set in stone on the way we run things, and we've changed a lot of things because of the feedback that we get. And constantly we're told that, how much our participants appreciate the fact that they feel like they're listened to. And we started with one division because, of course, you can't have multiple divisions until you have more people. And then once we broke, about 60 people on average, we decided to have 3 divisions. So we have social, intermediate, and competitive every Monday. And we're averaging between 70 and 80 people a week with a rotation of about 200.
All right.
So I think you can easily claim that you're probably the biggest weekly league, or if it's a league or not a league, but in the state, I don't think anybody's drawn more than that in the state.
Well, and it really wasn't our intention. It's just that as it grew, we decided to grow with it. So we, started out with 6 boards, ended up with 12 boards. Then we had to, get rid of the boards we started with because they had decals, and the decals really couldn't handle as much play as we ended up having on them, which we never expected. So we ended up going to direct print. And then we got, the canopy, and we got the score towers and the pucks for the boards so they don't move, and started ordering merch and got jerseys and koozies and t-shirts, and just kind of wanted to, if people were coming, and let's make it, a really great, environment and experience for them.
So I think the amazing part of this is this all started, what, 8 months ago when you started up?
Yeah,
August 23rd was
that's incredible,
crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's important too. And Aaron, you're a good shooter. I've seen you play before, and I think it's important for players like Aaron, who are maybe are some of the upper level players at these, to really make it a point to reach out when you're at these events to the players maybe who will come in and maybe get destroyed in their pool or whatever it might be. They might have a rough time. But Aaron, you think it's important to, to make that contact with these people so they don't just kind of come in, get destroyed and leave, and maybe you never see them again, right?
Absolutely. And that's also why we've established the 3 different divisions. So social, we supply the bags for them. A lot of people in that division don't have their own bags, or they're just starting out to throw. Some of them have physical limitations, so they're 100% comfortable in there. And then we have the intermediate, which is obviously in between social and competitive, and we've seen a lot of development in that division throughout the last couple of months, where people have bumped up to competitive, just seen rapid improvement. We've got a couple of people going to be jumping up to competitive here next week or 2. And yeah, a positive feedback is huge in this sport, I think. So you don't want to get discouraged, and obviously you're going to have bad nights, but I think we've created an environment that makes it comfortable for people to come, and even if they do have a bad night, come back.
And a happy place. I definitely make it well known that there's no drama allowed, and this is going to be a happy environment. And you can be competitive in your own way, but there's not going to be any negativity. And that's a big deal for our league too.
Yeah, and I think the advertising part of it's important, and not just advertising it within, our Cornhole Facebook page, is going out to the chamber and going out to every city has their, like Park Falls has a Park Falls web Facebook page, where you might be able to get those new people to come in that might not be on your, cornhole circuit or whatever, right?
Those are my favorite nights. We actually already have booked about 7 different festivals this summer for all of the local festivals, and I just reached out to all of them, and if I didn't hear back, I reached out again, and now we've got a ton of them booked, and I'm super excited to get it out, to get the the news out, and have actually just community members hopefully exposed to
the general public able to see what we're all about
and give it a try. It'll be fun. I'm excited. Big one is Bratfest. So that brings in like 180,000 people to Madison every year. So that one, and it's right at the beginning of the season too. So we right at Memorial Day weekend.
We'll be tested right away.
Yeah.
I've got that penciled in on my calendar. I'm hoping my son and I can come down there. It's a little bit of a trip for us, but that's a pretty big tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and just Bratfest in general is a great time. We have gone for years. It's a family tradition for our family, and a lot of live music. And we have one of our best friends is one of the musicians that participates. Sorry, dogs. And but yeah, it's a great event. There's a carnival. There's tons of different activities for all ages. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. And another thing, I think another important part about growing the sport, especially your area, highly populated area compared to us up here, is maybe taking time as a player once you get established a little bit to, maybe travel that 45 minutes to an hour somewhere, to travel to go to other tournaments and make contacts, because that, I think people are more likely than to come back to your tournament and your events if you reach out and maybe take that extra time, put in that one late night with that early morning alarm clock to support somebody else's too, right?
Yeah, I usually on Wednesdays go down to Janesville and play in a blind draw there. Stacy and I frequent Jefferson also on Thursday nights. That's usually her thing, and I stay home with the kid, where Wednesday I'll go to Janesville and she'll stay home with our son. But yeah, we're always looking for weekend events that we're not hosting something.
Yeah, we've tried. We've make sure we've made it down to Illinois, and we want to go up to the Fond du Lac area and then Green Bay, and we need to make
Park Falls.
Oregon. Yeah, everywhere. Yes, we're limited with time, obviously, but in our schedule. But yeah, we agree with that. We really want to attend everyone's events and show them that we appreciate them and give them our support, and then in return just hope that they make the trip and check us out sometime.
Yeah, and like we've talked so much with our group about it, it is about the competition. I mean, competition is part of it. But when it's all said and done, I was talking with my son about this on the way back from Vegas a couple weeks ago when we were playing out there. I just told him, I said, just look at the number of people that we've met from all around the country playing this crazy game just in the last year or two. It's just insane the amount of friendships that we've made, people from Kentucky and Florida and Vegas, and that's kind of what the game does. It brings people together in competition, but yet afterwards you sit down, you talk about kids and family and whatever else, right?
Yes, I agree. I just love all the people that we've met, and I'm a pretty social person, so it's definitely filled that bucket after the pandemic.
Right.
And that's what we've heard a lot from people too, is that it's just, feels good to be part of something again. And my favorite thing about it is I'm not a very athletic person or very coordinated a lot of times. And this is, a game that I love that anyone can play, anyone can win, because it's so true. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, if you're old, if you're young, if you have, special needs, or our last Friday, we had an 8-year-old who ended up in our upper division after rounders. I mean, it was so awesome and cool to watch. And there was a 13-year-old, there was a few 15, 16, 17, that's one thing that I love about the sport compared to anything else I've ever tried before.
Yeah. Al, this has been far too cordial. I gotta say, the game does have some great players, but then there's your troublemakers like Donnie Slotty and Chris Evans and Too Tall and Andy Graff. I said so many nice things about them last week. I kind of feel like I got to put them back in their spot, right, Al?
Yeah, I suppose. I have one question here. Do you guys have any rules about wearing shoes?
Well, Faye Lloyd attends our Monday night, so I guess
And Brooklyn too. Yeah.
And Brooklyn Hanson, she doesn't wear shoes either. So, but Frank Bartoloni, you should ask him about shoes.
Really?
Speaking of Frank,
he like to go shoeless too?
No.
he hates it.
Yeah.
And then Cal Makos makes up for everybody because he wears the most expensive shoes on the planet.
Right.
I know, he's got our kid. Our kid just ordered red shoes now, just to be like Frank.
Well, you guys have been playing a short time. Aaron, how many jerseys have you accumulated in this short time?
Maybe half a dozen.
There you go. That's about right. Yeah.
We go on the topic of bags now.
No.
Oh, how many sets of bags do you own? We don't want to start a squabble here.
Well, between personal sets and then sets that I'm also selling, probably somewhere in the range of 30. So not terrible, I don't think.
Well, it's an inventory. You got to have inventory, right?
Right, a little bit of inventory.
Yeah, if you're going to be buying and selling, right? And that market is that's an insane part of cornhole that we're going to cover on a topic here on the Cornhole Insider podcast. Just the trading and the buying, selling of bags on these sites. It's kind of cool, Aaron, actually, because if you want a set of bags, I mean, I told my son that I wanted a set of Typhoons. So within literally like an hour, he had traded a set of my BGs for a set of Typhoons,
Right.
just like the snap of a finger. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely exploded over the last year or so.
Yeah, he's rotating my bags too. And then he bought me a Zuka because I wanted a Zuka. I needed a Zuka, but I think it was just so that he could fill it up and have
More
an
bags.
excuse to carry more bags when we go to tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mad City Cornhole, and you guys do your weekly events on Mondays, is that right?
Yep, weekly events Mondays. Every other Friday is Friday Fun Night. So it's all one division rounders split into an upper and lower. That one's, just $10, and it's meant for competition free. I want everyone to just have a good time, competitive, to play with, the social. Everybody's mixed together and meeting each other and seeing how the more experienced people throw and just getting to know one another, because you're not really together on Monday nights when you're in separate divisions.
Yeah.
And then we do one ace tournament a month on Saturdays.
Okay. All right. And again, lots of tournaments down in that area, but that Brat City, well, what date is the Brat City tournament? Do you remember that?
Yep, May 29th, a Sunday, the Sunday of Memorial Day.
Memorial weekend, yeah. Might have combined, are you gonna do, well, I was thinking might have combined that with that Monday night event, but that's Memorial Day, so, well, we'll figure it out.
I mean, if you want to make a long weekend of it, that's, you can-
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Well, we thank you for joining. Hey, Al, you got anything else you wanted to ask him?
I don't think. I was thinking, Frank Bartolone, when you mentioned his name, I remember probably maybe only 3 years ago or something like that, where Frank had a post out there that he was looking for some place to throw around Madison, and there was like nobody that answered him, nobody in the area that threw or anything, and how much times have changed.
Well, and
Right.
it's funny because when we first started out, I was hauling the boards back and forth from home to the venue, and he's like, this is why I didn't start anything.
Well, even up here,
People have been really supportive. Everyone around here has been super supportive. But yeah, I've told them a few times when I'm getting exhausted, I was like, see, if you guys would have just done this a long time ago, I could be going home and going to bed.
well, even up here in the less populated areas, we've got Rhinelander that throws on Wednesdays, usually Mercer on Tuesday. We've got Hayward that throws on, is it Thursday, Al?
Tuesdays usually, they're gonna do
Tuesdays.
Wednesdays for
We've
a
had
couple weeks.
groups pop up here in the lesser populated areas. I know we got a good Chippewa Valley group down in Eau Claire that JD Scherenbeck started down there. And of course, Dan Walker and the crew over there in Green Bay always have a lot going on over there.
Actually, I think it was Matt Johnson that started the Chippewa Valley one.
Chippewa Valley, yeah. JD just jumped in and won everything, so.
Yeah.
Well, Stacy, Aaron, thank you. We will definitely see you down the line. I think, Aaron, I think I saw you already signed up for that big one at the Amherst Fair, I think. Did I see you sign up for that one, I think?
The Portage one?
Yeah.
Yep. Me and Frank in there.
Yeah, so we'll see you there. Maybe we'll see you down there for the Broad City Fest on that Memorial weekend, if I can talk my wife into letting me grill out on maybe Friday and let me go on Sunday. So
I wanted to throw in the Restore You, but we're going to be in the Dells that weekend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you both very much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we'll see you down the line.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
Thank you.
You bet. Al, we're going to let them go, and we're going to continue to talk a little bit here about the Restore You Classic coming up June 11th, and the signups continue to be strong for that for singles and doubles. Eddie's cornhole review is going to be here. He's got a wonderful 2-camera system. We're going to be streaming a main court basically the whole time we're there, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna be here Friday to get set up and stream the Switch Holio on Friday night, and then all day Saturday night till we're done.
And random commentary throughout the weekend by a lot of different people. Maybe
Yeah, a few guest commentaries in there probably.
yeah, we'll let Steve Schroeder jump in there too. And I want to mention this right here. This past weekend, we were in Traverse City, Michigan for the Grand Traverse Major, and the new Hodag. Look at that, the new Hodag jerseys. Me and Money Mike and my son and Joanne. Those are sharp looking jerseys we had on. I think on Friday it was pretty cool.
I haven't seen mine yet this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that makes 7 now for me. So I think I got to hold off on the jerseys for a while here. I think I got enough. So the record boards will be given away, and we mentioned singles, doubles, and Friday night. Go on Scoreholio. They can just search for Restore You, RESTORU, Restore You under upcoming, and they can get signed up on there. They don't have to pay ahead of time. I think we'll do the long shot that weekend too, right?
Essential shooting supply long shot.
I like that. Essential. You're like the Frank Gears of the podcast here. You slip in those name mentions. That's very nice. Essential shooting supply long shot. An extra, what'd you say, $100 if they break the world record? Is that what you said?
Well, not the world record, but just recently at the Children's Miracle Network tournament, the winning long shot was 99 feet 8 inches. So if somebody breaks that, we'll throw an extra $100 in it.
I was watching that. I can't throw the bag that far. I watched Michael Taggart do it, and he was grunting everyone just to get it.
I can't throw it that far either.
Somehow he airmailed it in, and we're in an ice arena, so there will be plenty of distance to throw and break that record if you want to do it. So check out our Restore You Classic, and hopefully we'll see everybody down the line. I know people will watch this probably afterwards, but we're playing at the Lanes in Park Falls this Saturday too. If folks want to come drive up and have a little fun and meet Al Baghdadi and myself, we'll be there trying to toss it in the hole.
Signing autographs.
signing autographs, of course, doing what we do. All right, Al, good to see you. I got my bagger, I got my Wisconsin bagger jersey on, fancy green screen. I got my blackberry wine that I won from Michael down at the or at the Children's Miracle Network fundraiser. So it's I'm primed. I'm ready to go.
All right.
All right, Al,
Take
good
care,
to see you.
Joel.
We'll talk to you later. That's been another edition of the Cornhole Insider podcast and videocast. Please hit subscribe. Do us a favor. The only thing we ask of you is just hit subscribe. We added a lot of them the last week. And I was going to give away those Scoreholio bags, Al, this week, but I kind of forgot to go through the comments. So you got one more week to comment on the podcast here, and next week we will do a random drawing and give away a set of Scoreholio bags and a hat courtesy of the good folks at Scoreholio. Promise, next week's show. Thanks everybody, we'll see you next week.